Alright guys, welcome back to another video here. Here's another unboxing I've never done before. At least with this one here. This is Historic Autograph and Card Company, but this is the Chaos 2 True Crime, Tragedy, and Triumph. And the approximate odds per pack of finding is insane. Autograph cut signature 1 in 449. Written word relic 1 in 12 packs. Touched relic card 1 in 87 packs. Film clip card 1 in 16 packs. Chance of getting a 1 of 1 art sketched cards 1 in 488. Dirt relics 1 in 110 packs. Historic DNA hair card 1 in 256 packs. Ripperology insert set 1 in 15 packs. Octochrome parallel insert 1 in 51 packs. The odds are definitely against me. Yeah. No idea. Is that all? Okay, yeah. So there's 4 packs here. 2024 Historic Autographs Chaos Series 2. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ugh. I'm not expecting anything. Just throwing that out. Chaos at the Mona Lisa heist. True crime, huh? That's neat. The Angel of Death. Kristen Gilbert, serial killer. That's wild. Let's see. Is a serial killer and former nurse suspecting of having murdered over 350 patients at the hospital she worked at in Virginia. Gilbert would inject patients with epinephrine to induce heart failure before attempting to resuscitate them. Jesus. Charles Ponzi. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Notorious. Huh. That's wild. The SS Sultana. Nightmarish negligent. Shipwreck. That's wild. It exploded. 1,700 of the 2,300 people on board perished in the explosion, or they were trying to swim to safety. Dang. That's crazy. That's wild. Some serial killer. 350 people? Holy crap. Quantrill's Raiders. William Quantrill and Jesse James. Notorious. William Quantrill was a Confederate soldier in the American Civil War who led a gang of pro-Confederate guerrilla fighters that included Jesse and Frank James. Notorious. Oh, that's wild. Now look at this one. This one's wild. Here is an envelope. Authentic handwriting. I might have defied all odds. What does this say? A word written relic. 1 in 12 packs. Oh, okay, well this is envelope. Tyler Hadley. Envelope 11/4/2020. Here, let me show it again. I don't recognize this guy. Congratulations. You have received an authentic historic autograph 24 Chaos 2 handwriting sample. I'll put in the subtitles of Tyler Hadley, whatever he did, or I'm not sure. I don't recognize the name. I mean, it says 2020, so it was 5 years ago. Well, 11/4, so a little over 4 years. So, I mean, that's being recent. I'm guessing whatever this guy did, I probably have heard of it, but I just don't remember. Huh. I mean, 1 in 12 packs, and I got one, so that's. I mean, even though that's less than 10% chance of getting one, so it's a good odd I got. So let's see. Sacco and Vanzetti, anarchists, mass murder. 12. And what's this one? Hurricane Sandy, superstorm. Natural disaster, yeah. That was a bad one. But yeah, I'll put in the subtitles below what that Tyler Hadley. I don't. Kind of sounds familiar, but it doesn't. I don't know. Alright, so what is this? Penicillin? Sir Alexander Fleming, Hope. Scottish physician and microbiologist. Discovered the first broadly effective antibiotic, which he called penicillin. Oh, wow. And that was 1928. Interesting. Now, here is a Ripperology. This is kind of really cool looking card here. This is really neat. Of course, they got to have the blood splatter on there. It says 1 of 90 cards. Historic Autograph Card Company, Ripperology. George Chapman, Whitechapel murder suspect. George Chapman, 1865-1903, was a serial killer known as the Burrow Poisoner, a violent misogynist who beat his wives and girlfriend. Chapman immigrated from Warsaw to England in 1887, just before the canonical 5 murders began. The canonical murders ended when Chapman left for the U.S. in 1891. He was indicted for poisoning and sentenced to death. He was hung in 1903. It was Chapman Jack the Ripper. That's pretty neat. Alright. I'm not sure how to say his name, but he appears to be like Native American, I guess. I'm not sure. Red Jacket. Yeah, it was a representation of the Seneca and the Six Nations. And this one here. This is wild. Acquitted. So this guy, wrongful death. Robert Blake was a Hollywood star who, on April 22nd, 2002, stood trial for the murder of his wife, Bonnie Lee Blakely. A year earlier, Blakely was waiting in Blake's car outside the California restaurant Vitello's when she was shot in the back of the head. Blake claimed to be inside at the time, retrieving a pistol which police confirmed was not the murder weapon. Blake was charged with murder. Several associates of Blake testified that he had approached them and offered to hire them to perform the assassination. However, a lack of forensics evidence led to the charges being dismissed. Blake was later found guilty of wrongful death in a suit, resulting in his filing for bankruptcy. But he was acquitted. Murder for hire, Alright. One more pack. Can we defy all the odds with some of these that are really stacked against me? Let's see. Here is Vesna Vulovic. Something like that. Survived. What? survived a 33,338-foot fall from an airplane. Holy cow, how do you do that? What? Was a flight attendant on JAT Yugoslav Airlines Flight 367 on January 22nd or January 26, 1972, when a briefcase bomb exploded, tearing the McDonnell Douglas DC-9 aircraft into 3 pieces that fell from the sky. As the cabin depressurized, the passengers and other flight crew were sucked out of the plane into freezing temperatures where they fell to their deaths. However, Vesna was pinned down in the tail of the fuselage, which crash landed in thick snow. Vesna survived, although with serious injuries. Spent following days in a coma. She suffered fractured skull, 2 broken legs, 3 broken vertebrae, a fractured pelvis, several broken bones, and temporary paralysis below the waist. Jesus Christ. 10 months later, Vesna was able to walk again. Holy crap. This card here says 1 of 800. Holy cow, that's crazy. So, some of these others? What's this one? Is this one like... No, it doesn't say that either. Wow, to survive? Holy crap, over 6 miles up. Dang. That's insane. That's... I don't even know what to say to that. Wall Street bombing of 1920. Terrorism on Wall Street. The Wall Street bombing in New York City was the worst terrorist attack in American history until the Oklahoma City bombing. Oklahoma City on September 16, 2020 at noon. Huh, I didn't know they had a bombing. Wow, that's crazy. 1 of 800. Huh. Chaos. What's this one here? This card's different. It's thick. 1 of 55, so it's kind of rare. Struck by lightning 7 times. Roy Sullivan. Tragedy. Wow. Was a park ranger believed to have been struck by lightning 7 times. A Guinness World Record. Sullivan worked in the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia beginning in 1936. Between 42 and 77, he was struck while in a fire outlook tower. Dang, 7 times. Holy cow. Dang, going. The Chupacabra. Everybody knows this one, the cryptid. Now, what has this got to do with crime? Is it about... That's crazy. That was really an interesting box here. Like, written word relic 1 of 12 packs, so I defied that. The Ripperology insert pack was 1 in 15 packs. So that one, so the Ripperology was actually even more rare than the handwritten card. Wow. Wow, yeah, I got 2 of them. Pretty rare, really. Wow. So that was it for this unboxing, guys. It was really neat, some of this stuff. That was really neat. I got more boxes coming in. So I'll post out those videos whenever they come in. I'll do them. I'll do the unboxing of them.